Ryan here, and man, no one was expecting that today at Kentucky. I just got done watching the Kentucky race, and safe to say, I highly doubt anyone was expecting that. And yeah, let's just talk about this race here. So I've got my phone here for race results because I don't think they've been published anywhere that I could have readily available anywhere else. So to be honest, let's just go through it. So I guess first off, the thing that no one expected. Cole Custer is the first driver to win a race this year for the rookies. I mean, I think going into the race, coming into the season, I think it was easily Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick that were going to be the two big ones to talk about. There were definitely people thinking that, okay, Custer's going to win a race, but I think most people were pinpointing and already thinking of what races Reddick and Bell could win. And in fact, I think Bell's got one coming up in about at the start of next month at New Hampshire. And Reddick, I had kind of pinned as, okay, maybe maybe Homestead, or I think Kansas next month could probably do it as well for him, to kind of lock him into the playoffs. But to be honest, though, looking at the playoff grid, like Cole Custer was one of those few pieces I was missing for my predictions at the beginning of the season, but that'll be a topic for another video. So Cole Custer, though, wins at Kentucky on a 2-lap overtime restart. Oh man, that was I'm still trying to wrap my head around that because that happened literally minutes ago. Yeah, so Cole Custer over Martin Truex Jr., Matt DiBenedetto, Kevin Harvick nearly got turned just past the white flag. Luckily, the caution didn't come out. Harvick still finishes top 4, and of course, his son just won his first go-karting race of his first racing race of his career. Kurt Busch rounding out your top 5, as well as all 3 of the big 3 from Xfinity last year in the top 10. Christopher Bell 7th and Reddick rounding out the top 10. Austin Dillon, who needed to gain some points on the cut line, coming into this race, a solid 13th place finish. Eric Jones, definitely not the day he needed, especially with this win, finishing all the way down in 22nd. Of course, you've got Kyle Busch finishing, the pole sitter, finishing 21st. John Hunter Nemechek out early with an accident. Mike McDowell, I was excited to see him up in the top 10 late in this thing. I think he made a pit stop towards the end of it. But yeah, so a lot of this, though, is going to end up going back into that playoff bubble line, but I'm probably going to be talking about that a lot in the upcoming video I'm working on, so I'm not going to talk about the playoff bubble too much in this one, but oh my, that was a fun race. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was definitely not the most competitive race in all of NASCAR history, or I don't know. It was definitely competitive because, I mean, you had Almirola dominate most of Stage 1, and actually won Stage 1. Ended up losing the lead in Stage 2 due to the pit stops and a well-timed caution for Keselowski. Then you had the good luck of Keselowski's luck going pretty well. Jimmy Johnson once again cursed, got in a spin on the I think it was third to last restart. Kevin Harvick was leading late in this thing. Truex was up in the front most of the day. Denny Hamlin was one of those that just had a quiet day. I think he still got a pretty good finish out of it, but I mean, he was just quiet the entire day. You had Blaney up at the front, actually making it. I think it was Blaney, Harvick, Truex, and I think maybe Custer coming across the line about 4 wide, going into turn 1. Yeah, so Hamlin 12th. Okay, so yeah, so. Man, I'm just trying to piece together a lot of my thoughts on that one, and the big one was just Cole Custer winning that thing. Really kind of threw it into another thing. We saw a lot of Penske cars up at the front. We saw Blaney do real well. Of course, DiBenedetto got up there for a top 5 again, and I think DiBenedetto winning would definitely be cool to see as well. I think he'll probably get another shot at it. But then, of course, we got the All-Star race this week, and actually, I just thought about it. That win, if I'm not mistaken, puts Cole Custer. Doesn't that put him into the All-Star race, or at the very least, still put him into next year's? But I think it might put him into this year's one. So that's another driver out of the Open and into the main show already. So good job to Cole Custer getting in his first All-Star race, because that's, of course, coming up this weekend at Bristol, which I'm very excited to watch. Unfortunately, I'm going to be watching it from my TV instead of being one of the 30,000 in attendance, but fingers crossed, start of April, I should maybe be at, I'm hoping to get to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. That's a plan I'm working on trying to get solidified, so that looks like that will be my return to racing, or return to watching racing events in person. But yeah, so that's most of the storylines from the race that I thought of, that I can think of off the top of my head. Kyle Busch continuing to struggle. Well, he was actually running okay. He was just kind of quietly in the top 10, like just around that top 10 bubble after losing the lead to Amarola early on. He was in the top 10, top 11, 12 for a lot of the race before his freak accident early in stage 3. And I will say it's a freak accident because you don't see many cars do that, and certainly you don't see many drivers recover them from that. Kind of a very Michael Self at Talladega earlier this year, where you spin the car almost 90 degrees opposite the track and pretty much almost facing the oncoming traffic, and then getting it back turned the right way. No caution, ended up coming out, so I mean, that was a big bummer for him. Lost a lap, but was eventually able to recover. Well, recovered to being on the lead lap at the finish of this thing. I don't think he actually recovered many positions or points. And then kind of the same thing I've been doing throughout most of this. I'm going to kind of wrap up this video here by talking about the Fantasy League. So we have Joe Schmo at 209, way up at the top. No one was really touching him today, especially with the Fords up front. Then you had Keystone, second place with the 176. GL Racing kind of continuing his okay streak. Started off the year extremely hot with a lot of record high type point finishes, and then it just kind of cooled off. I was only 1 point behind him actually at 170. Thrasher at 169. My dad, Steve, finished 164. And then Warrior and Amy finished down in the 140s. So definitely not the day they were looking for. And in fact, I believe that moves me up to second on the overall standings in our NASCAR Fantasy League. Of course, next week, with it being back to NBC at Texas, the NBC Predictor game will be another thing to kind of look at after the race. Feel free to let me know what you guys think of any of the little segments and whatnot I do on here, because they're all just kind of stuff I kind of want to promote. Like the Fantasy League, it's my own kind of fun thing I like to talk about. We got Keystone from the Keystone and Warrior from kind of some of the league races, and even Thrashers in the league races I commentate. Like the Thomas Cup Series on Thursdays, Misfits Racing League Fridays, Saturdays, or even the ones I participate in, like the Cyber race or the Cyber Cup Series, which I take part in on Tuesday night. So feel free to check any of those live streams out on my channel. But yeah, I just can't think of much else to say. So I guess I'll wrap this video up here. So thank you guys all for watching this video. Make sure you guys check back next week for the or midweek for the All-Star Race review. That was one that got a lot of attention last year, and this year, with it being Bristol, the cars are going to have that underglow. I'm not too sure how the numbers are going to look, especially for some of the double-digit numbers. But definitely looking forward to the racing product at Bristol. Short runs, lots of money on the line, and nothing really to lose. So definitely going to be a fun race. I'm going to be doing a race review after that. I might even do a short live stream in between the Open and the All-Star race, to kind of highlight and some of the talking points from the Open, talk about some of the guys getting in, and basically kind of have it as a pre-race show. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And other than that, I think that's pretty much everything. So thank you guys all for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next video, live stream, or whatever you guys do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody. Goodbye!